Hi, I'm Carissa. I'm a professional surfer from Hawaii, and I'm here in Panama to surf the Pacific Ocean and discover waves in Guna.
And I was really excited not only to come and surf and find waves, but to experience the different cultures here in Panama, especially in Guna. I traveled to Panama City from LA, and I was welcomed by Malena, and she is from Panama. And Chelsea Twak also joined us on the trip. She's from Barbados. Honestly, I really didn't know what to expect coming here. I didn't even expect to find waves, and we found some the first couple days. We surfed on the Pacific side. There was a really nice swell that hit the coast. We surfed a really fun A-frame peak wave the first day, and then we surfed Malibu the second day, which was a barreling beach break. Gary Saavedra joined us on the trip, and his hospitality was amazing. He showed us his waves, and Malena, Chelsea, and I, we had a great time.
Yes. Wish.
Well, after spending the first couple days in Panama City on the Pacific side, we took a small airplane to Guna on the Caribbean side. There are 365 islands in the archipelago, and it was absolutely breathtaking flying in and seeing the islands from above, and the water was so clear. It was crazy though, because the airplane ride there was a little intense. The plane was super small, so the winds and the weather kind of affected a lot. I was really scared, but once we landed, it was really nice to be there, and I was really excited. When we first arrived at the island, we were greeted by the indigenous women of Guna, and they looked beautiful. I was just taken away by the vibrant colors of their outfits. The hotel itself was built on water. It was huts on water, and they were all naturally built with no rope, no nails, nothing, just wood and leaves, and it was extraordinary. We had no cell service or internet service or anything, so we were cut off from the world for like 3 days. But it was so nice, because instead of sitting at the table when we were having lunch and everyone's looking at their phone, we're actually having deep and intriguing and intelligent conversations with one another, and we had great brainstorming sessions about trips we want to do and things we want to do with our lives, and we discussed things I had never discussed before, and it was really enlightening to have that experience.
Bueno, acabamos de comer, una comida súper rica aquí. Están las chicas ya armando su producción. Creo que se van a vestir de cuna o van a andar en bote, no sé. Pero ya finalmente mejoró el día. Está clareando, así que nosotros vamos a ver si hay unos spots por aquí, ¿no? Vamos a ver si encontramos algo para...
La foto full página en todas las...
The first afternoon that we arrived on the Caribbean side of Panama, we went looking for waves. We ended up finding a small beach break and we called it Carissima after Gary, myself, Chelsea, and Milena, and that's our names combined.
Got some waves, and then on the way back, our boat ran out of gas, so we had to paddle our way back to the island, and Chelsea swam. We all thought she was gonna get eaten by some sharks. Well, right now it is the morning after our first night in Guna, Yala, and about at 3:30 last night we endured one of the craziest storms I have ever experienced. It was crazy strong winds and I thought our roof was gonna fly away. I thought there was no way that our house was gonna last the night because, you know, our places are pretty much made out of wood tied together with like strings of more wood, and it started raining. And in our house, it came in our house, all the water. There was water from the bottom, and there was water from the sides, and water from the top. And so everything got soaking wet last night. And, you know, despite the wind and the rain and the craziness, I definitely enjoyed, and really enjoyed last night. It was something different. It was an adventure.
When we first arrived to Guna, Yala, I noticed that the indigenous women wore a black line down their nose. It is their type of makeup, their way of looking beautiful. And instead of putting something on your eyes like we do here, they make their own ink from scratch. They apply it without a mirror, but looking at each other. They have someone else, one of their friends or the other women in the tribe, apply it for them with a tiny stick. And it was cool. We got to actually watch them make this black ink by crushing the seeds from this fruit and then using the liquid from those seeds, wringing it out, and combining that with a charcoal dust and mixing that up. And that is how they made the ink in it. It was really cool. I wish they got to put it on my nose. Well, the second day in Guna, Yala, we had an amazing surprise of a helicopter ride of the islands. And it was my first time in a chopper, so that was really cool in itself. But to be flying over these beautiful islands and seeing the sand and the palm trees and seeing a place and land that is so untouched and it is just so beautiful it was breathtaking. I had never seen anything like it, and it was definitely a view that I will never forget.
That was incredible.
Yeah.
Tell me.
Let's
you
see.
guys tell me.
We love it.
So how was it?
Oh, we just got done with our chopper ride and it was amazing. It was beautiful and it was pretty cool to see our newly discovered spot from the
that
top.
angle.
Yeah.
Incredible. It really was an experience.
Like a roller coaster when you go down. Oh, this feels so sick. I love it.
And the view from up there is amazing as well. Everything. You can see everything from there. And you can just see how incredibly beautiful the Caribbean really is. It's amazing.
That afternoon, we didn't find any waves. The waves were really tiny and almost flat, so we took the opportunity to go swimming. We brought fins and goggles, and we got to look at the reefs and how clear the water was and see the wildlife. And what's cool is usually when I go on surf trips, I don't get that opportunity to go exploring and do something different. We got to go to the islands and cut up some coconuts and have fresh coconut water, and it was really nice.
Well, we're all dressed up right now because we're heading into the village to go shopping, and we have to wear special attire to go in there because of traditions and all of that. So we're excited. Hopefully we'll find some neat things to buy.
When we first got there were so many people. The first thing that we saw was a basketball court full of kids running around and playing ball and, just cruising around. I was just surprised at how many kids there were. They followed us through the town to where the women were selling their crafts or their fabrics called mulas, and they're beautiful, intricately made by hand, fabric on fabric on fabric with vibrant colors and very closely knit designs. The women are selling beaded bracelets, which were beautiful. They were quite expensive. For a 12 by 12, it was like $25, but I can't wait to take it home and frame it and put it on my wall and remember this trip.
Well, tomorrow's our last day here at Guna, Yala, and I'm hopefully excited to maybe go and look for some surf. Today it was really small, but tomorrow would be nice to find some surf and hopefully enjoy the water and the culture a little bit more.
The last day in Guna Yala, we started off the day by looking for waves, and unfortunately we came up short. We were on the boat for about an hour and a half, and before we ran out of gas, we had to come back, and it was just too small to surf. So we relaxed and had a really nice lunch, and then we got to sit down with Ellie, who is from the hotel, and she told us a little bit about their culture and their traditions and how they make the mulas and their makeup and how it's made and their traditional clothing. And also explained to us why women in their society are the head of the household. And it's because with the mulas and selling them, they bring in most of the money. I look at these women and they cook and they clean and they bear children and they are so strong, and It was a really neat perspective to see that these women are appreciated.
It's really interesting because talking to Ellie and hearing that women in this society, that they're the head, and they're like the boss, and they tell the men, you know, when to go look for coconuts or to go fishing. That compared to women's role in surfing, where it's very male dominated, we really don't have a voice, and we're pretty much always told when to surf, you know, what to do, and it's interesting. I wish surfing was a little bit more like the Guna Yala tribes. Today we got to experience what a traditional Guna Yala dance is like. First we got to watch them, and it was really neat. There were 6 men and 6 women, and they were lined up, and the women had like beaded maraca kind of a things, and the guys had these flutes, and they played them while the women shook their instruments, and it was beautiful. And when someone shares those kind of things that are so special, like music or dance, I actually got kind of teared up. It's just beautiful when someone shares like something like that.
At sunset, the ladies at the hotel made us their traditional Guna Yala soup. And it was crazy because they had set up a bonfire and all this equipment, and all of it was natural. It was wood, and instead of having metal tongs, they had tongs made out of wood to move things. And looking at this, I was like, wow, to make one meal, it takes a lot of effort and a lot of time to set all of this up. Unlike, at home where I have the luxury of having a microwave to melt butter or having an electric stove where the fire starts automatically. I love cooking at home. I make, salmon and chicken, but instead of taking 45 minutes to an hour, it maybe takes 20 to 30 minutes.
It's a great soup. It's very simple, but it tastes good, and we just saw it being prepared, and they made it from scratch, and it's a lot of work as well. So it's very cool to see it being made. And I asked Ellie, and she said this is what they eat always. So.
Well, after dinner on our last night, they had a strobe light and a stereo, and we pumped up the music, and we had a dance party. And I love dancing. It is a way just to let go and let free and just express yourself. And just to see her enjoy our music and our type of dance was really cool. inspired after my experience in Guna Yala. Just seeing the people and the way that they live makes me appreciate all the luxuries that I have at home. And also the simplicity of the way that they live makes me realize, like, don't sweat the small stuff at home. There's no reason to be negative when there's people who don't have all this stuff. All they have is the company of each other. You know, you should take the time to appreciate the people that are around you. I also inspired by the women here and how strong they are, and I'm empowered just to go home and represent a strong woman. If I could just say one more thing, it would be to say thank you to the Guna Yala people for just sharing their traditions and their culture with us, and for all that they have taught me. And I'm so thankful that it's surfing that's brought me here. I wouldn't be here today. And just to think that, you know, stepping on a surfboard when I was 4 would get me to Guna Yala 15 years later, it makes me want to just continue doing well and be happy and live my best life so I can continue to experience these amazing things and hopefully inspire more people to see the world.